Do what must be done. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
Hello there, this is Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin. The Acolyte has been canceled, and the Disney shills are losing their minds. They can't grasp the reality. The show is gone forever. The truth is, Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars. Disney cares more about pushing identity politics than honoring George Lucas's vision. They make bad decision after bad decision, and clearly don't understand this IP. Some fake fans may actually like it. However, the Acolyte had the worst viewership of any Star Wars show on Communist Plus. No one watched. The show was terrible. But none of that registers with these fake fans. They choose to not accept reality. So they do what they do best. Point fingers and virtue signal.
The toxic conservative fan base ruined the show! Ah! The sexist, racist, bigots review bomb the show! Oh! The right-wing grifters spread lies about the show for personal gain!
And on top of all that, they bullied the cast. The show wasn't bad. Bad people ruined it. And I'm normal and a great person for liking it. Recently, Amandla Stenberg spoke on the cancellation of the Acolyte on Instagram. She essentially blamed the alt-right for ruining the show. She also spoke about the hate and vitriol she received throughout the last few years. Of course, no receipts were presented or ever will be presented. This is a common fake victim tactic. The Disney shills took this video very seriously. Fake news, Kyle Katarn.
Hello there, Kyle Katarn here. Would be great if at Star Wars could step in and defend their talent from the most disgusting online harassment and vitriol. The silence is getting louder. Kyle Katarn here.
The fake fans defended Amandla and defended her hard. Yet Amandla wasn't serious in her video.
I hate doing this.
She's doing her hair, not looking at the camera.
And it brought up a lot for me, socio-political dynamics, a lot about my own value system, how I respond to that kind of hatred.
The video came off as passive-aggressive and narcissistic, and through the whole video, frequently giggling, and at the end, completely lost it.
We all exist in the context of all in which we live. But I'm serious.
The next morning, I went to Twitter to trigger the Disney shills. Things we learned last night. 1. Amandla Stenberg is a retard. 2. Amandla Stenberg is a fake victim. 3. Amandla Stenberg is a drug addict. Hashtag the Acolyte. And the shills got big mad. It immediately got quote tweeted by the usual stalkers and quickly picked up steam, easily cracking 100,000 views, surged to 500,000, hit 1 million the next morning, and currently resides at 1.6 million. The fake fans were outraged. They called me sexist and racist. There was no mention of gender or race in the tweet, but it's one of those read between the lines kind of thing. Simply put, you criticize any person of color, you're a racist. Specifically, I think it was calling Amandla Stenberg a drug addict that made them the most unhinged.
We all exist in the context of all in which we live.
We're at a point in 2024 where these kinds of accusations don't mean anything. The fake fan Disney shills thought I was a racist, sexist bigot before the Acolyte, and they think I will be long after. I don't care. They are NPCs brainwashed by the liberal media, the woke mind virus, and the LGBTQ cult. They lack any ambition. They're entitled and constantly seek validation. They don't respect Star Wars, and a lot of them are mentally unstable. on antipsychotic medication. The narrative is, if you don't like the Acolyte, you're the problem in many different ways. One side is positive, the other is toxic. I made a toxic tweet
Deliberately, purposefully.
because I am a proud toxic member of the Star Wars fandom. And in response, it got quote tweeted by a lot of people that are on the positive side of the Star Wars fandom. Now, do you think these quote tweets were positive? Were they full of respectful criticism? Do they only contain light insults? No. The positive fandom stooped to my level.
You have allowed this Dark Lord to twist your mind until now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
And it's exactly what I wanted. Because I know they're all frauds. They unleashed their anger and responded with a barrage of their own insults that far surpassed mine of Amandla Stenberg.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
But that side of the Star Wars fandom will say that the hate for the Acolyte has nothing to do with racism or sexism. Racist and sexist. That kind of shit can get you fired, outcasted. They just loosely throw that around on everyone all the time with no evidence. If Star Wars dies, it's because of misogynistic, racist, horrible human beings like you, who thinks it's okay to do this crap. It's racist, basement-dwelling fucks like you, Melvin, that ruin the fandom more than Kathleen Kennedy ever could. Basement dweller. I just sit at home all day, don't contribute to society. Star Wars fans are degenerate, unloved incels. I pray you remain miserable till your last day on Earth. These are the most common insults I see thrown around. Looking at my tweet about Amandla Stenberg, I feel it's comparable and even worse. There was even more deranged, unhinged responses. Things we learned last night. 1. Knights of Melvin is a empty-headed dumb fuck. 2. Knights of Melvin is a bitch-ass coward. 3. Knights of Melvin is not allowed near schools. Not be allowed at schools. This user has sexual thoughts about his nieces and wants to act out on them. Sex with nieces, children. These people are clearly projecting. Not surprising they have Biden-Harris in the profile. I called Amandla Stenberg names, they called me names back, and it didn't stop there for them. I criticize a lot of people on the internet, but I respect their right to free speech and am against deplatforming. I'm against cancellation. The positive side of the fandom, the fake fan Disney lovers, they completely don't agree. It starts with blocking. They don't want to hear the other side at all. 1 blocked, 2 reported, 3 muted, 4 ignored. Hearing the other side triggers them. There's an emotional response to it where it's either implode or completely remove them from your screen. That leads to reporting. Thanks for a free report, jackhole.
Report this pathetic sack of shit.
Get the post taken down. You get people to mass report, abuse systems, you get people to platforms. And when that happens, they'll no longer have a voice, extra income in Joe Biden's economy, or in some cases, a job, a career. But they don't care.
Just don't trigger me. Just don't trigger me. You're a bad person. You're a meanie. You're a meanie head.
If you're big enough and can survive getting deplatformed, 10 years of prison and rehab for all Star Wars freaks under my rule, the next phase is to lock you up, remove you from society.
Just lock him up. Lock him up.
So you can no longer trigger anyone. You're seeing it in 2024. The relentless attempt to put a man in jail that they don't like. You don't think these people would lock me up if they could over not liking the Acolyte? If it was up to them, they'd do it. The guy is saying it right here. And when that doesn't work, the next phase is death. Because I criticize Amandla Stenberg, several of the so-called positive Star Wars fans, the ones that are outraged by the bigotry and vitriol, they want me dead. You miserable fucks are so incredibly sexist and racist and just full of hate, yet you think everyone else is what's wrong with the franchise. Genuinely, seriously, fucking kill yourself. Holy fuck! I swear you waste of space out there need the electric chair. You are nasty and you deserve to die. Please kill yourself. Please finish your lifespan quickly. I really hope anything happens to you that'll make us never have to hear from you again. The world needs to be rid of animals in human form. How do you run an account like this and not stare down the barrel of a revolver every night? These are the only ones that saw the tweet and decided to say something. But how many others want me to die? Because I trigger them. Because I make them big mad. Many won't say something like that on the internet. They'll see this video, they'll use these tweets and my response to further double down on their Melvin derangement syndrome.
I don't agree with this stuff, but he deserved it. It was justified.
Because you are what they think you are. And it's a complete waste of time to try to reason with them.
Look, we can read between the lines. We know you're white. We know you're racist. And we know you're itching to say the slur that validates our existence. Just say it. Just say it! Say it!
Maybe you want to say it. It's very clear here that you're afraid of women and you hate black people. Maybe all the people saying this shit in response, maybe they're the ones projecting. Nothing about race or gender was tweeted, but your mind immediately went to that. That's a you problem. That's a woke mind virus problem. The next day I came across another fake fan and I saw this tweet. None of them deserve the hate. I agree with this statement. And I understand I made my tweet about Amandla Stenberg, yet who struck first? Then she followed up with blaming the alt-right for the failure of the show? None of the other actors called out the fans. And frankly, a lot of the abuse they received is exaggerated and straight up fake news. Some proof into that, there are a lot of accounts that spread false narratives about who was doing the abusing over the years, which side is guilty of it, and then they act like they care deeply about people getting abused. Look how many views this tweet got. 538,000. That's why these accounts spread these narratives. It pays to virtue signal.
Don't bully the actors! Ah! I'm great for calling it out. Give me a follow.
And I couldn't help but notice someone was missing from these pictures. Gina Carano. There's plenty of receipts compiled by Data Racer. Gina was harassed by leftists and Disney Star Wars fans and fired by Disney.
It's hysterical that this is him trying to prove that they weren't toxic or harassing people. This is putting their best foot forward.
My side, the other side, are the toxic ones harassing people. But here you go, right here. Their whole argument falls apart. They wanted Gina deplatformed, locked up, and killed. The Disney shills have seen these screenshots and turned their back. They don't care.
Good as a point of view, Anakin.
They laugh and mock her because of her wrongful termination lawsuit. They'll cry their eyes out upon anyone criticizing Amandla Stenberg. But if it's someone they don't think is good, then it's acceptable behavior to take them out. As for my tweet that received 1.6 million views, I did it to trigger the Disney shills. I was successful. Is Amandla a retard? I think she's dumb. The diss track and blaming the failure of the Acolyte on the alt-right is enough to think so. Is she a fake victim? Of course she is. Is she a drug addict? She was giggling over a serious topic and seemed like she was on
the weed.
I know a lot of people hate me, and they want me dead. But I am constantly evolving as a person. Not everything I say or do is going to be appropriate. I may cross the line sometimes. And I believe that's okay. We're not perfect. We're just here on this spinning blue ball of water, moving through space at 67,000 miles per hour. At the end of the day, does any of this really matter? For anyone that was hurt by my tweet,
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Amandla Stenberg is retarded. Amandla Stenberg is a fake victim. Amandla Stenberg is a drug addict. The Acolyte was canceled.
And I'm loving every minute of it.
If you have a problem with anything I say or do, you can go fuck yourself. You might as well dye your hair blue and lick Amandla Stenberg's non-binary ass. You either want Disney Star Wars to fail or you don't. And if you haven't figured it out, this is much bigger than just Star Wars. I refuse to live in a world run by the shills. And if they want me dead, they can come fucking find me and do it themselves.
Because I would love it!
I am growing stronger in the dark side every day, but I need more knights. Become a knight, subscribe to the channel, join the Knights of Melvin Discord, help Block to take down Disney and all their shills.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the shills. At last we will have revenge.
Damn well sure we'll avenge it.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.